Hey, thanks for joining. Glad that you're here. You know, I heard the story of a man who was desperate for a job. After a few doors had closed him, he decided that he was going to go down and apply at the zoo, hoping to get a job to feed the animals. But the manager of the zoo had no openings, but as he was looking at this man, seeing that he was quite large in size, he thought, I might have a possible position for you. He says, our gorilla, which was one of our most popular exhibits, died the other day, and we're going to get a new one in about a week. Would you be willing to wear a gorilla suit and act as our gorilla until our gorilla comes? Well, the man heard about the job and decided, when you need a job, you need a job. And this man needed a job, and he says, listen, I will do it. And the first few hours of the job, he loved it. He thought, beating his breast, shaking the bars. He thought, man, this is a great job. I get to lay around the sun. I get to eat all the bananas I want. I get to swing up on the trapeze. He says, this is a pretty good job. But one day during his gorilla act, he was swinging on the trapeze, and it got a little bit away from him, and it swung out over the lion's cage where the gorilla, the man in the gorilla suit, dropped and fell off into the lion's cage. As you can well imagine, the lion immediately sprang to his feet and gave a ferocious roar, and he began to move slowly towards the gorilla. The man in the gorilla suit, you could imagine, was fearful, and he began to think to himself, what am I going to do? He can't scream out. If he did, everybody would know that he was just a man in a gorilla suit. So he started to back away towards the chain link fence, hoping that he could climb up and jump on the other side before the lion came. But as he began moving closer towards to the chain link fence, the lion began to inch closer and closer to him, and there he had a hungry look upon his face, and the man couldn't take it anymore. And so the man in the gorilla suit finally cried out, and he said, help, 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 get me out of here. And with that, the lion jumped towards the man, grabbed him by the lapels, and said, listen, shut up, buddy. He says, if you keep this up, you're going to get both of us fired. Things aren't always as they appear. And there are many people today who claim to be Christians who are not. In fact, they have a faith that is not real. I read a survey some time ago that said 40% of our world's 7 billion in population claim to be Christian. But how Christian are these who claim to be Christian? How real is their faith? When these who claim to be Christians were asked what they believed about life and morality, here's what they said. 60% said that they have no problem with married men and women living together. These professing Christians said, 45% said they have no problem with abortion. 42% said they have no problem with immorality. 38% said that they have no problem with pornography. 36% said that they regularly use profanity. And 35% said that they, on a regular basis, get drunk. But when these same 40% were asked the question what they believed about Christianity, they gave these shocking answers. 59% of those interviewed said that Satan is not a real living being. He's simply a figment of man's imagination. He is a simple symbol of evil. 50% said they cannot name the four Gospels. Boy, I sure hope you can. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. 42% believe that while on earth Jesus committed sin like all other people, but I want you to know that's absolutely false. He was sinless. That's why he could die upon that cross. 30% said that they believe the Bible is totally accurate, that they do not believe the Bible is totally accurate in what it teaches. And although 60% said that they go to Easter on Easter Sunday, nobody could actually tell you what Easter was about. Reminds me of that man who was once asked the question what he believed. The man said, well, I believe what my religion believes. Then they said, well, what does your religion believe? He says, well, my religion believes what I believe, and that's all that man knew about his religion. Reminding us that it's clear that many people who claim to be Christians are not. They do not have a faith that is real. But friends, having a faith that is real is of vital importance. Because without a real genuine faith in the person of Jesus Christ, you realize that man cannot approach God. Without a real genuine faith, man cannot be saved. Without a real genuine faith, man cannot have their sins forgiven. Without a real genuine faith, man cannot go to heaven, and man cannot in any way please God. In fact, the only thing that pleases God is a real, genuine faith in God. That's why Hebrews 11 and verse 6 says to us that without faith, it is impossible to please God. And I think a question that we should ask ourselves occasionally is this: is my faith real? And that's the question we're going to look at in the next few videos. I'm going to ask the question and answer the question, is your faith real? And we're going to look at 3 Bible characters. We're going to look at Abel. Remember, he was a shepherd. We're going to look at Enoch, who was a preacher, and Noah, who was a builder. And these 3 men are going to give us a picture of what real faith looks like. You see, we want to live a life that pleases God now and has the hope of an eternal life in the future. And that demands that we have a faith that is real, a genuine living faith in a living God. And so I trust that you'll join us in the next few videos when we look at this great subject, a faith that is real. And may all of us have a faith in Jesus Christ that's real, that's living, and that's alive. Hey, may God bless you in your walk in relationship with Him this day. Take care.